All right. We're going to talk about styrofoam relief printing today. We're going to talk about the process of creating the printing plate, and then we're going to talk about the process of actually printing it. My recommendation is either print out a picture, or if you feel confident in being able to draw it on your own, then you can absolutely do that. If you print out a picture, you'll be able to trace it directly onto the printing plate. Please, today, use one of the used ones. Don't grab a brand new one. We're going to save these for our final project, so don't use these. Find a used one. All right. The things that you need for this are just the printing plate, your picture, and then it's really important that you have a ballpoint pen. If you don't have one yourself, then I have extras for you, because that's what I do. Very easy. Can you get over on the top of me here?
Oh,
Possibly. So
yeah.
you can see it.
Anytime.
All right, so if I'm adding this to my plate, I'm just going to start to go through it. It's going to rip the paper a little bit, but that's not a big deal because we don't really need the paper once we're done. So you can then go around and get the entire shape of what it is that you're drawing. You will be able to see the indentation, but you will have to go back and actually start to push that styrofoam down with the ballpoint pen. Okay. Obviously you can see I already did it, and you can see all of my lines really nice and clear. In order to print this then, we have to remove it from that styrofoam plate, so you're going to need your X-Acto knife and you're going to need the cutting mat, so make sure you're not cutting on the tables. You're also going to want to leave some space between what you drew and then the outside. Don't go directly next to what you drew, because then you won't see those lines when they print. So you can see here how those lines are visible because I didn't cut directly on top of them. You don't have to go perfectly around it if you don't want to. You can make more of a generic cut. That's fine too. If you want to be more detailed, totally okay. Try to do this quickly. Great. Now that I have my printing plate, I'm going to make sure I put those materials away because I don't need them anymore. You can either use a scrap piece of paper or you can use the sketchbook paper that you have. That's fine too. For printing, I need an inking tray, a brayer, a printing ink, and a palette knife. Hopefully this is all review from last year. I'm going to scoop a little bit of my ink out with my palette knife and spread it onto the top part of my inking tray. Just put that aside, use my brayer, roll out the ink. Remember, we're looking for tiny little dots. We shouldn't see rivers. Otherwise, we have too much ink if we're seeing rivers. We have just the right amount of ink when we see tiny little dots. Can you see the dots? We're going to then roll our ink onto our printing plate. And we're going to wash the table. Your paper goes on top of your printing plate. You do not take your printing plate and put it on your paper. Paper goes on top. Apply pressure just with your hand. Now, I didn't have enough ink, so I don't have the best print, but you can see that everywhere that my ballpoint pen was pressed down, and that was not printed, and everything else was printed. Okay? These things can just get washed with soap and water, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.